Happy Friday, guys. Welcome back. We made it to the weekend. Here we are, Friday, April 12th, market close. Let's talk about the status of this AMC $250 million dilution, where I think that we're at on that. I'm going to talk in the beginning of this video about that upcoming proxy vote one last time. And I just want to remind you guys, as I have said many times, nobody pays me for my opinions. Nobody's promised me anything. I'm just a regular trader, just like you guys, one who's been doing this a very long time, and one who does not analyze plays from an emotional or conspiracy-minded basis. I'm looking at facts, figures, and financials, and I encourage you to always do the same. Read the 10Qs, read the financial statements, understand what they mean, and for sure, read those risk factors in every 10Q so you're not over leveraging yourself in a speculative play. Now let's get right into the info. Let's talk about this upcoming proxy vote on June 5th. Lots of folks putting out misinformation about the upcoming proxy vote, including misinformation about me. Guys, I want to be very clear. This thumbnail right up here, this video I put out a couple days ago, if you watched it, I said very clearly, I am not going to tell you how to vote. And I've said over and over in the live streams in the past week, I really don't care how you vote. Do your DD though. Read about what is coming up on this proxy from independent sources. They are linked up in that video, and I want you to go read them instead of getting your information from the emotional crybabies, the clickbaiters, and the conspiracy theorists. Once you've read that, guys, make your own decision. I don't care. I'm not going to tell you how I vote, and I'm certainly not going to tell you how to vote. It is pretty funny, though, how many people will lie and try and tell you that I'm telling you how to vote, and you must question their motives, why they are willing to bald-faced lie to you that I'm somehow giving you instructions. I am tired of repeating. I don't care how you vote, and I will not tell you how to vote. I want you to read independent due diligence. Make up your own minds. We're looking at the SPY on the chart here first, just so we can kind of get a basis of what we're going to be looking at next for AMC. The markets got spanked today. Let's be honest, the entire markets and AMC right along with it. Let's move over to the AMC chart. AMC opened the day at $2.76, a low on the day of $2.61, closing at $2.65. Right now in after hours, it's trading at about $2.67. I did buy some more AMC today at $2.61, and I know you guys never believe that I buy at the low of the day. Even though I post them in the Discord, in the VIP chat, I will humor you this one time and put up a screenshot for you of my buy today. Do I think that 261 is the absolute bottom of AMC where the price is going to go? I do not. I think there's a chance that we could see more downward pressure next week, depending on what the markets do. We'll talk about that in a second when we pull up the spreadsheet. Volume traded in the irregular market hours today on AMC was just over 16 million shares. And if you have been following along for the past couple weeks on my dilution update videos, you know that I think that AMC wants to get this $250 million raised before the upcoming earnings meeting in early May. And so having volume in the 14 to 16 million range per day is very important. So I'm glad that we got over 16 million in volume today. All right, latest update on the spreadsheet. We have two scenarios, both of them assuming, just my guess, that AMC wants to get this dilution done before the earnings call in early May. We're going to be focusing, though, today on scenario 2 because that's the only way they're really going to get it done. Scenario 2 assumes that they front-loaded heavy selling of shares on the first 2 days, the 28th of March and the 1st of April, when the volume was super high and the price was high. And that's going to give them that extra push to get this done before the end of this month. And then after that, I'm assuming that every day after that, they're selling about 10% of the volume around the VWAP. If this scenario is close to correct, and I have no way of telling you if it is correct, this is just me trying to model out some methods for me to pick my own price of where I'm going to buy AMC on a daily or weekly basis and try and figure out where the bottom is. Where are we going to be done? How low is it going to go? That's what everyone wants to know. How low is she going to go? I think that we're at about $198 million of $250 million raised. That puts them at about 79% complete, and they have sold approximately 58 million shares so far. How many shares is it going to take to get it all done, and when are we going to be done, and what's the price going to go to? I am modeling out about a 14 to 16 million shares traded per day, as you can see here in this column. And we have been mostly hitting that, except for these 2 days, the 8th and the 9th, where the volume was only 9 million. If the volume is low, then I expect AMC to drop the price that they're willing to sell at to bump up the volume and encourage more of us to buy, which is what happened with me today, right? When it hit 261, I was like, all right, yeah, I think that's the bottom. That was enough bait for me to add a little bit more to my position. I have been reaccumulating. I do think that it is likely to go lower if we don't get an announcement from AMC in the next coming days. So I'm keeping plenty of dry powder, and I'm not trying to rush in and load the boat thinking that I can time the bottom perfectly. We're going to watch it every single day. If they continue on the way that they're doing, I have factored in about a 2% price drop per day. If the market isn't working against us, the market worked against us today, and the price drop was way more than 2%, from 279 yesterday to 269 average price, my estimate of what they sold at. But if we assume 14 to 16 million volume for the upcoming days and a 2% price drop, hopefully, you know, they don't have to drop the price, that people support it or the market goes up next week. But this is where I'm at with the model right now. So let's finish it out. If this remains the case, 14 to 16 million volume daily, 2% price drop daily, then we would end up finishing somewhere around May 1st, 248 to May 2nd, $252 million, somewhere in that range. And how many total shares will they have sold if this were the case? Let's add these up. Around 80 million shares, around 80 million shares to get her done. And the average price is going to be around $3.14 when they are all said and done. So we will see. We will see. We all are hoping that maybe they front loaded more than 50% of the volume on the 28th and the 1st. We're hoping that maybe they're selling more than 10% of the daily volume every day after that. It's just my model. My model is guessing 10%. I'd love for them to be selling more than 10%. And we find out any day now that they are done and that we can start focusing on some positive stuff. But this is what I'm modeling. This is how I'm basing my trading. I'm keeping some dry powder in case the price keeps getting driven lower based on AMC wanting to sell, being motivated to sell, or the market continuing to get wrung out. Some bad news in the overall market is definitely going to affect the price that AMC is able to sell at. Could it go lower than 241 that I have at the bottom of this chart? It absolutely could, guys. I have people in our little group that think it could go under $2. I can't tell you for sure. I'm just cowboy clown here doing my best with some math and some modeling to map out what I'm doing with my trading and to figure out where I think the bottom is going to be. Certainly no guarantee here that the bottom is going to be at $2.40, but we got to have some plan. And this is my plan, and I'm sharing it with you. You can love it, you can hate it, you can take it or leave it. I don't really care. It's definitely not trading advice, just sharing my thoughts. So there you have it. That is my best guess on where I think we're at. Definitely not financial advice. Remember, the only official numbers are going to be when AMC releases a company announcement, an 8K or a press release saying that they are done. And in that press release, they will tell us exactly how many shares they sold and what the average price was to get that $250 million raised. Remember, guys, always do your own due diligence. You are the one that's in charge of pressing the buy or sell button on every single trade that you make. Drop your comments or questions below. I love to hear from you guys. There will be some upcoming live streams over this weekend. Until then, I am Tony Denaro, and I will see ya on the next video.